Hello again, I'm Nikki. In this episode of isail, we take a look at the recording arts major. We will talk to current recording arts students as well as a recording arts graduate. We are also going to show you some footage of their main studio. Let's go see what it takes to become a recording arts major.
The goals that we have for our students, we want to give them kind of like a way of thinking what's going to happen next. When they come to our class, they usually have a definite direction that they want to head into. Either they want to go into the studio, work with artists, or they want to go into post-production, working with films, or maybe with video games. And so they don't really, they haven't really thought about the other industries that they can go into. So what we kind of try to do is show them aspects of other departments, show them a little bit about film, digital media, as well as gaming, as well as audio, so they can make more of like a decision as to where they really want to head. The really cool thing that I really like about the recording arts degree program is audio post. And audio post is basically where you get to work on every aspect of the film. Work on things like sound effects creation, sound design, you get to work on music scoring. The cool thing about that, I think, is that you get the chance to be able to maybe design sounds that no one else has thought of before. I think what makes this program really successful are the staff and the students themselves. It's great to be able to see like the end of the movie and go, I know that student, I taught that student. That's what we do it for.
I was doing my college search in high school, senior art class, flipping through a magazine, saw a little 2x2 ad, said Full Sail Recording Arts School, and then just checked it out and fell in love with the place.
Right now, like an average day would be about like a 4-hour day of lecture, and then have like a little bit of a break, and then a 4-hour lab pretty much every day. So it's about 8 hours of class a day until about 1 o'clock in the morning. So
I'm learning on analog mixing boards, Pro Tools, like all this industry standard software editing systems.
We've been working with a program called Nuendo. It's like a DAW for audio mixing and stuff. Also, we've been working with like a 24-channel console right now. So I mean, it's real fun being able to work with like EQs and work with different kind of effects and stuff like that. My favorite thing is just being able to work hands-on with a lot of the equipment because, you know, I'm not really a visual or a book learner, so being able to sit through a lecture and then going into a lab and being able to work hands-on on the equipment is, you know, a really good experience for learning. Each month, you know, you get a little bit more confidence getting built up. I mean, in the beginning, they're throwing, you know, all these new terms at you and all these new, you know, things that you're supposed to be doing with your music, but more and more, you know, you get a better understanding about it, so, you know, you get more and more confident about your work and yourself going into the field. A few of my friends that I've been working with, actually, one of the friends that some of our stuff that we worked on is actually being played in Texas, like on a radio station over there, and another one of my friends is actually from Jamaica, so he's been, you know, doing some performances over there. He's trying to see if I'll ever be able to go out there and do some performances with him, so I mean, little by little, there's, you know, more and more networking that's going on. Just to be focused and to know it's a lot of hard work, but at the same time, at the end of it, you know, it's going to pay off.
These last two classes that we're in, session recording and audio post-production. Session recording was like our first look into actually how records are made, and that was an awesome class. We got a lot of free reign in that class. And then this month, post-production, you know, doing audio post for movies, and that is like awesome to me, like so much fun. I'm actually a little nervous because it's one of those industries that like everyone already knows each other, so you really have to be good and pay your dues before you get somewhere. Be serious. Don't come here thinking that it's going to be a breeze, because they're going to crack down on you and then you're just going to look stupid.
Actually, kind of a funny story. I was at UCF. It was time to pick a major there. Told them what I wanted to do, be involved with music and post-production, and they said, you need to go down the street. So it was actually a referral from UCF. Believe it or not, I didn't even know this place was here, and I lived here. Graduated in '99. Full Sail actually placed me with Club Med. So I worked with Club Med out in Colorado, finished that and came back to Florida, worked at Club Med here for a little while. Once I did that, I really wanted to be in the studio, so I packed up and moved out to LA. You know, got to be there to do it, you know, kind of thing. Lived out of my car at first, just like the stories they tell you. Lived out of the car at first, started off as a runner at Sony Music Studios, just getting coffee, making bagels, and cutting pineapple for Jennifer Lopez, and you know, crap you don't want to do. Finally, I got a break. I was a friend of a friend through a fellow student I went to school with here. His uncle lived out there, and they gave me a shot in the studio, and the rest was kind of history. I moved into post-production doing what I wanted to do. I got out of it what I thought I was going to get out of it. It's kind of, you know, how they said it was going to be. You got to put your time in. You can't expect anything. I have other friends who are doing great. A couple guys have their own studio and they're doing their thing, but I can't remember the number of our class, but I would have to say it's below 20% of us actually stuck with it. If you stick with it, it'll work out, but nobody hands you anything, you know. Well, when I was in post-production, I worked predominantly track and ADR for video games, Capcom, Konami, Square Enix, all the Japanese companies. Titles, Resident Evil 5, I recorded all the dialogue for that. I'm trying to think of some other ones, Rumble Roses, the list goes on, Ace Combat. Basically, I do audio-video now, presentation systems and boardroom systems, and configure auto mixers. So, you know, kind of taking the audio and just applying it to wherever you can.
Thanks for joining us this month to gain insight into Full Sail's Recording Arts program. We hope you enjoyed. If you have more questions, visit our website for more information on recording arts and other programs we've covered. Be sure to check us out next month for our podcast on show production.